What's up, fellas? I'm sure you guys know this already, but I am a Pokemon god. So this video is probably more for you guys than it is me, but we're checking out 20 obscure Pokemon facts that you definitely didn't know.
Did you know Shuckle's the slowest Pokemon?
Yeah.
Did you know that Rhydon's the first Pokemon ever designed?
Of course I knew that.
You do? Good. Well, then I'm going to tell you some Pokemon facts that I think you don't know. I went out of my way to find facts about Pokemon that if you were to tell a seasoned Pokemon fan, they would have no idea. And I'm genuinely curious how many people are aware of these. So let me know in the comments. But anyways, I'm Blue Boy Finn, and let's get into this.
What's up, Blue Boy Finn? How we doing? I will bet you $3 that I know every single fact. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Should have comment down below how many of these facts that you know, and don't lie. I know you guys be lying down there.
Don't lie to me, Walt. You sussy baka.
I'm going to start this video off with one of the coolest facts on this list, and that is the gift Pokemon in Heart Gold Soul Silver that went undiscovered for over 10 years. And
I know what the gift Pokemon in Heart Gold Soul Silver is, totally. I don't want to say it though, because if I say it, then you guys are going to know what it is, so I'm not going to say it, but I know what it is, 100% I know.
Until the year 2020, and was only found when Reddit user that goes by Alucard the Guy was attempting to softlock their game by trapping themselves in Cianwood City, without a Pokemon that knows surf or a way to obtain one. As a softlock prevention method, there is an NPC in the Cianwood Pokemon Center that gives you a gift tentacle if your game meets those conditions.
I mean, wait, I knew that.
And it can even be shiny hunted. This is one of the coolest things ever to me, and it makes me wonder what other mysteries still lie in these games, even after all these years.
Wait, that's crazy. I mean, I knew that, but I never really thought about soft locking your Pokemon game. But Pokemon did, so they have a way around it so that you pretty much can't. Ah, they are geniuses. Soft locking, by the way, is pretty much getting stuck in a game and being unable to escape a certain area. It's like going to a dead end and then being unable to escape. Pretty much, that guy went to an island without having a Pokemon that knew surf to like surf off of the island, for example.
If you enter Rock Tunnel in Pokemon Yellow and happen to level up your Pikachu to level 26, where it learns Thunderbolt, you'll be greeted by this interesting animation that plays and lights up the cave temporarily.
What? Dude, that is so sick. I mean, I knew that. Totally, I knew that. If you guys, like, didn't know that, like, you're not even a Pokemon fan at all. Like, everyone totally knows that. Totally, I knew that.
In Generation 5 of Pokemon, the best generation, when you are on any route in the game, the drums of the music will only play when you are moving. If you're standing still, the drums will completely stop. I actually recorded a little bit of gameplay so you can see.
Whoa. Wait, that is actually so sick, and I know it's like they should do this because they're obviously a massive company, but those like small intricacies, those small details in video games is what really makes them feel so polished, and it's like those almost subconscious details that you don't even really realize, but like I feel like in the back of your brain, the back of your brain knows that that's happening, but you don't really think about it until it's too late. Not that until you never think about it, but it's really cool, and it's cool to see like how much work and effort the Pokemon company still puts into their games. There's some games, for example, that like I swear they don't care about their game anymore. Like the Call of Duty games, for example, they don't even care, I swear. But like it's cool to see that Pokemon puts that level of detail into such a random feature, such as adding drums to only when you're walking. I like to say that they put a little bit of spice, a little bit of English on it. That's my own saying, I made that up.
So we all know in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness and Colosseum, there are some interesting changes to shiny forms of some Pokemon. But there's one in particular that I find to be incredibly interesting, and that Pokemon is Vaporeon. Huge shout out to one of my best friends in the community, Mr. Alpha, who's hunted shiny Eevee in this game and told me about this. When you evolve your Eevee into a Vaporeon, it acquires this interesting snowy aura that literally no other Pokemon has in this game or any game since. Although it's not exclusive to just the shiny version, I think it makes the shiny version look incredible. Next fact.
I'm gonna be honest, like, first of all, that is really cool, but I think I'm so stupid that if I had that Vaporeon, I never would have even noticed that. But again, it's one of those things that like the Pokemon company, Nintendo, Game Freak, whatever, is adding like little fun little Easter egg type schloopla. Those little things is what really makes a game a game. Things that you love to see.
Hugh from Pokemon Black and White 2 is the best rival in all of Pokemon. That's certainly not my opinion and an irrefutable fact. Okay, maybe that's my opinion, but he's the only rival to punch an evil team member, and that's pretty badass. I mean, come on.
He might not have punched him. It could have been a headbutt. Could have been a kick. Could have been a body slap. You don't know what it was. I do feel like it would be pretty fun, though, for a Pokemon game to where the player has to fight a Pokemon. Imagine. You put him up. Put him up. Imagine fighting like a Hitmonlee. Or Hitmonchan. You actually have to box them in game. It's like Wii Sports, but you have to box a Hitmonlee. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Oh my god, they should definitely make like a Wii version of Pokemon, and you actually have to throw the ball. Does anyone still play the Wii? Is that a thing? Like, do people do that anymore? The Wii used to be so big, and now it's so like not cool anymore. I feel like VR has taken over the Wii, but VR Pokemon, where you actually like have to go into your bag, grab a Pokeball, and throw it at a Pokemon. Bro, hold on. I think I'm cooking. I fear that I have cooked. That'd be cool. I would definitely play that, and I would be the best at it.
The 3 legendary dogs, although not obtainable in Ruby and Sapphire, it's possible they could have planned to have been. The reason for that is there's a rendition for the legendary dog theme present in the game, in the classic Hoenn sound font, and you're listening to it right now. But sadly, it went unused in the final release, and that honestly makes me kind of sad because these are some of my favorite legendary Pokemon ever created. But there's also a few more unused tracks in the game from Johto region, another being Route 38. So maybe the team was just having fun remixing these absolute jammers.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Some of the best soundtrack of all time. Driftvale City. Play Driftvale City right now. Play it. Come on. That is fire.
Know about Shucky, the gift Shuckle in the Johto region, but did you know it can't be shiny in Heart Gold Soul Silver, but it can in Gold Silver Crystal? Black and White 2 are the only main series games where your protagonist is canonically older than usual. Following that idea, there's multiple themes in the game targeted for a slightly more mature audience. For example, you can get a romantic partner in Black and White 2.
What? I mean, I totally knew that. Can you choose your romantic partner? And if so, can you pick a Pokemon? Could you pick Lopunny, for example, just like random Pokemon that popped in my head and has nothing to do with the way that Lopunny looks or how thick she is or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm wondering like how many options do we have as far as like the romantic partners? And is Lopunny on the list? Very important. Very important. If yes, I gotta go play that game. I gotta go immediately. I have a dentist appointment.
Yancey or Curtis, and if you follow their side quests, you can get some Pokemon traded to you that you otherwise can't find anywhere in the Unova region, such as Ralts, Spiritomb, and Togepi. Pokemon Masters. No, not that one. Pokemon Masters Arena, the PC game.
What?
Never played it? Good, don't. It's probably the worst game ever made. It was a crappy kids game, full of the easiest puzzles and minigames that I can promise you couldn't stand to play for more than 10 seconds. Well, in this game, one of the quiz questions is, which one of these Pokemon cannot be found in the Safari Zone?
That's so easy. Clearly Starmie or Staryu.
In the image, they are clearly referring to Staryu, as you can get Heracross on Ruby Sapphire Emerald and Pinsir and Fire Leaf Green. Well, guess what, Pokemon Masters
Not
Arena,
true.
if that even is your real name? Technically speaking, that is kind of false.
Bang.
In Pokemon Gold and Silver's fabled unreachable Safari Zone, if you glitch inside of it and fish into the water, guess what you can get? Yeah, that's right, Staryu, bitch. The Regis have some of the coolest cryptic...
That is good. That is good. He literally just... I wonder if, though, like, those like, knockoff Pokemon games, even though they still are Pokemon games probably made technically by, like, Nintendo or Game Freak, whatever, they probably have a completely... They probably have a completely, like, different development team on those that might not know, like, Pokemon as well as the actual development team.
Puzzles to obtain them in any Pokemon game. But did you know these puzzles were inspired by the hype and craze of the mysterious Mew under the truck fiasco? And speaking of Regis, did you know they're all based on time periods in the real world?
Okay, that one I didn't know. It's the Stone Age, the Steel Age, and the Ice Age. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Talk to you later. How'd your mama? How'd your kids? I'm coming through.
The Ice Age.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Sometimes, guys, I just say words and they come out in ways that I don't really realize until after I tell them. That's on me. I didn't mean that. That's on me.
Regirock representing the Stone Age, and Registeel representing the Iron/Bronze Age. And the two newest additions, Regieleki and Regidrago, representing the Modern and Dark Ages respectively. Speaking of Gen 3, there's also a 1 out of 64 chance to see a hiker.
I knew that one. And I looked for it like every time I went up. Never saw her. I think I have like a repel of women. I have an aura that repels women. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I do. Actually, I thought of like 5 things instantly that popped up in my head, and I won't even say them.
And I got way too excited when I found one. Should say in your,
Hey, he kind of looks like me. Let's go.
That was exciting.
Go ahead.
Did you see him? It's 1 out of 64. Sorry, that was so loud.
Isn't that like so wholesome that such a random thing in a random video game can bring such joy to a human? You know what I'm saying? I feel so disconnected these days. I haven't felt joy like that in years. I need to figure that out. I'm kidding, guys. I'm totally okay. Definitely don't worry about me at all. No, I'm playing.
This next one is incredibly interesting to me. So in Generation 4, things in the game change depending on what day you play the game. Days like director Junichi Masuda's birthday increase the rate which eggs will hatch by a whopping 10%. And important dates like holidays such as Christmas Eve, Independence Day, Veterans Day, and many, many more all increase the rate in which you encounter wild Pokemon by 5%. While days that world tragedies occurred, the encounter rate decreases by 10%.
Wait, what did he say?
While days that world tragedies occurred, the encounter rate decreases by 10%. Although this is a seemingly meaningless change, this feature is one of those things that adds a certain kind of magic and care to the older Pokemon games that I wish was still carried in the series.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like those little minute details that really make the game feel whole, but also like, you're telling me, maybe I got this wrong, but on global tragedies, there's minus 10% rate of finding Pokemon. What does that mean? Does that mean like 9/11, for example? There was 10% less chance to find Pokemon in the wild? Am I getting that right? Is that what we're saying right now? What a weird, like, that is weird. I'm sorry. The other parts were kind of cool, like, oh, it's a holiday, more chance to find Pokemon, cool. Why are we doing tragedies, you know? If anything, that just makes it worse. Because what if, like, you're shiny hunting, and it just so happens to be September 11th, 2001, and, which is obviously a horrible day, but then you're making the day even worse. Because now, you're shiny hunting at a 10% lesser rate. Why do we do that? Why are we making it even worse? If anything, we should make all Pokemon shiny on those days. I'm not saying we do that. I'm saying if we were to do anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be fun. That'd be cool. It'd be like, oh, actually, I love 9/11. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Out of context sounds awful. Stop! You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I would enjoy that day more if it guaranteed shiny Pokemon. Moving on.
When you're making curry in Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's a chance a Pokemon will wander into your camp.
Oh, low pony in the back. Low pony in the back.
And they can even be shiny.
Low pony in the back.
Did you know that Ken?
I didn't hear a word he said. I can't even lie. I did not hear a word he said.
Sugimori, the man who drew all the official art for literally every single Pokemon, also created the Pokemon logo. This dude's art is incredibly iconic. I bet his only regret is drawing this guy. I bet you didn't know that Pokemon came out with a typing game for the Nintendo DS that came with a keyboard to connect to your DS. The game was called Pokemon Typing Adventure, and the soundtrack was actually so good. You're actually listening to one of the songs off it right now.
Yeah, that is fire.
Did you know there are...
Wait, dude, Pokemon does have like the best soundtrack, I swear. Pokemon and Mario. Mario is fire too, I can't lie. Mario is fire. That's crazy though. You buy a game and it sends you a keyboard too? Wait, that's so cool. That keyboard actually looks nice, too. It's got a power switch. My keyboard doesn't even have a power switch. That is epic.
The keyboard to connect to your DS. The game was called Pokemon Typing Adventure, and the soundtrack was actually so good. You're actually listening to one of the songs off it right now. Did you know there are berries in the main series Pokemon games that are exclusive to Japan? In Generation 3, there were 12 berries distributed by the e-reader cards. If you were to theoretically obtain an e-reader card and an e-reader and transfer one of the berries up to Generation 5 or beyond, they would become the mysterious Enigma Berry, which if held by a Pokemon has the following effects. When a Pokemon holds an Enigma Berry and is hit by a super effective move, it will recover 1/4 of its HP. Some of you might know that Sword and Shield's shiny hunting method is actually broken, and you do not get the right amount of boosted shiny odds after 500 KOs. But that's not the first time something like this has happened, even in the main series Pokemon games. In Pokemon Emerald, there's a coding error that makes the game behave as if it has a dead save battery, meaning you can't soft reset for a shiny Pokemon. Because instead of generating new frames, every time you soft reset or just boot up your game, Emerald always puts you back to frame 0. So unless you got pretty lucky and there's a shiny frame in your first 100 frames, soft resetting for a shiny is useless.
I can't lie, I've never like shiny hunted in a real Pokemon game before, and I kind of understand how like soft resetting works, but not really, to be honest. So that one, I mean, I knew that, totally, I know all of these. Every single thing that he said so far, I know every single one. I knew that is what I meant to say. I knew that.
If you want to know more about this and some ways to get around it, LJ, Shiny Collector, has some great videos about it, link in description. There is a very interesting item only present in Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, only found in Cerulean Cave, called the Berserk Gene, that raises your Pokemon's attack by 2 stages, but also confuses you. Kind of like using the move Swagger on yourself. Cool. This is probably a reference to a popular theory about the famous Berserker mushrooms that Vikings would eat to enter a dissociative trance-like state and battle non-stop. Kind of a dark thing to bring to a Pokemon game.
That is a pretty awful, I don't know if that was an ability or what, but if you start a battle +1 attack that's lit but confused is way less lit. I don't think that would actually be super practical in theory, but it is cool.
The touch boxes in Diamond and Pearl on Nintendo DS were created to be larger so you could touch them with your fingers. Some staff originally did not like this idea because they thought the DS would get dirty with gamer gunk. In March of 2005...
They're not, you know, I mean, I can't even lie. I got some gunk on my game, if you know what I'm saying. So, I don't, you know what? I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, and that came out way worse again than I meant for it to come out. Man, I should really think about what I say before I say things. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that my DS as a kid was all that clean, is what I was trying to say, and then it's, you know, it's bad. I'm just gonna play the video. My god.
5, a Pokemon theme park opened in Nagoya, Aichi, Japan, called Poke Park.
Yo, wait, that's so cool.
Complete with bumper cars, Ferris wheels, trains, and all assortments of rides. But most interestingly is you could also receive exclusive gift Pokemon. You could bring your Game Boy Advance and connect to machines that distributed the Pokemon via an egg. And they weren't any random Pokemon either. Although not legendary, they possessed special moves that otherwise these Pokemon would never be able to learn, such as Tailo with Feather Dance, a Pichu with Follow Me, and an Igglybuff with Tickle.
Ooh, I have heard about stuff like that before, where like specific events, specific like things going on in Japan, they give out like very unique Pokemon with unique attributes and stuff. That is cool. I do want to go to one of those events at some point. I feel like I can't say anything seriously while wearing this hat. I am being serious right now. Like, I do actually want to go to one of those anime things, because they seem pretty cool, and I don't think that they really do them at least well in America. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to do. I guess I could wear this hat while attending said event, and I'd probably fit right in, to be honest.
Sadly, Poke Park shut down only 4 months after opening in September of that same year. But one very intriguing possibility remains. Because of the way these gift Pokemon were received, via egg, the Pokemon values such as nature, gender, and IVs were different each time, meaning that they could be shiny. And I'd like to think that at the very least, just one kid during these few months received a shiny gift Pokemon. And if this were the case, and for example, someone hatched a shiny Tailo from the event, because of the small window of time these were available and the multitude of Pokemon distributed by the event, it would most likely be the only shiny Tailo in the entire world that knows Feather Dance legitimately. And I think that's pretty cool.
That is sick. Wait, that actually is really cool. I wonder if that is true, that person could probably sell that for a lot of money. Actually, I don't even know who would buy that. Who would buy that, realistically? I mean, it's cool that it's like probably one of one, but a bunch of money on that. I don't know. Still very cool, though. Anyway, huge shout out to Blue Boy Finn for making this amazing video. If you guys did enjoy and want me to react to some more stuff similar to this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click right here.